back, beer tubers. Today we're taking a look at a very, very cool beer for me. This is AleSmith's 394 San Diego style Pale Ale. This is a beer they developed with none other than San Diego sports legend Tony Gwynn. The 394 is reference to his highest batting average, career high batting average, 6% Pale Ale. This got released in 6-packs recently. It's been a draft only beer for a while, but they finally put it out in their first ever 6-packs. 6%, like I said, developed with Tony Gwynn because he wanted to take a beer with him to the Hall of Fame when he met up with all the other Hall of Fame members. Some of the other members apparently have their own wines. Tony wanted to do his own beer, collaborated with AleSmith right before he passed away. In fact, this beer just came out 10 days before he passed away, but now it's a beer where the proceeds are going to Tony and his wife's charities, which is really cool. But yeah, Tony Gwynn, grew up watching him play baseball, absolute legend. So it was really cool that they did this collaboration beer. It pours out a very, very clear, just pretty orange color, which is fitting. It's kind of part of the old Padres color scheme. Maybe slightly off white head on there. Yeah, slightly off white, so maybe a little bit of a crystal malt sort of character to it, but still a pretty light colored beer. Let's get the aroma. Oh yeah, this beer smells awesome. Definitely dry hop, a lot of late hop additions. A lot of tropical notes, get a lot of peach, kind of mango pineapple thing going on. Sweeter orange, tangerine notes. A little of like a sweeter grapefruit. Smells fantastic. Slight like melon notes. I'm not sure what hops they're using, but probably a lot of the fun new ones because it's got a great aroma. I don't pick up any malt on the nose. This bottle is really fresh. It's 11 days old, so let's dive in. Cheers. Great stuff. Up front, hit with that carbonation, cleans the palate. Then you just hit with a lot of hop flavor. Very minimal bitterness, which is what Tony requested. Although he wanted a little bit of a hop bite, he wanted to kind of have a sweet finish. They definitely accomplished that with this beer. A lot of, I mean, just brief bitterness up front, along with that carbonation. Then it's all hop flavor, and then transitions right into malt, and then but it dries out, so it's got a little bit of a malty sweet sort of finish that, but then fully dries out. So this stuff's really drinkable for 6%. Follows the nose pretty well as far as the hop flavors go. Maybe a little bit more of like a bitter grapefruit than a sweeter grapefruit. Still getting that kind of orangey tangerine note, a little bit of a melon character, maybe slightly less tropical, like a little bit less pineapple character. Still getting some peach notes in there as well. The finish has a sweeter bread note followed by a little bit of it's a very light caramel note, almost cookie-ish in its character. So that adds this like sweetness to the finish that adds a really nice overall balance to the beer. It does finish dry, which is really nice. And yeah, I really, really like this beer. Not just saying that because I'm a big fan of Tony Gwynn, and this was a collaboration that Tony came up with AleSmith. But this is the type of pale ale I really enjoy drinking these days. In fact, I brewed a beer that try to mimic this, but different ingredients. And but this 394, you gotta definitely drink at least a 12-ounce bottle of this, not a pint, to really get familiar with it. I just initially had a taster and I thought it was all right. It's not a taster type of beer. This is something you're gonna want to drink a bottle of 2 of because it's just so drinkable. It's hop forward, but it's not overly done with the hops. I'm guessing they probably did a hop bursting method technique to get a lot of hop flavor, minimal bitterness, and has one of the coolest packaging. I should have got the 6-pack carryover here, but yeah. So yeah, this is an easy A beer for me. I'm really digging this. Is like my go-to AleSmith beer every time I'm down at the brewery. And now that they're starting to roll out 6-packs, it's probably going to take a while for this to get like a lot of distribution. It's been pretty limited early on, but eventually they'll get rolling. This probably see it all over the place, especially once they open their new facility early in 2015. That'll, I'm sure this will be a regular beer you guys will find everywhere. So I hope everyone enjoys it once it does roll around your way, but I just want to give you a heads up that this is definitely a beer that AleSmith's probably going to be producing a lot of, and I think you guys are really going to like it once you, whether you're a Tony Gwynn fan or not. Should be a real enjoyable beer for you, especially if you like a nice hop forward but balanced 6% beer that doesn't quite go to IPA levels, still kind of remains a pale ale. So fantastic stuff. Between this and X and you know the regular IPA, have a nice like little bit of a range of like 5, 6, 7% beers hop forward that are in the AleSmith line, which is really cool. So it's gonna wrap this one up. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.